Just to be sure, there's a spoiler. While not every character from Young Sheldon made the transition to Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, the two shows do share a lot of characters in common, as evidenced here. From the title of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage alone, it was already clear that Young Sheldon's spinoff would be an unusual show. The series follows Sheldon's older brother Georgie and his wife Mandy, who, in Young Sheldon's finale, were a young couple with a bright future ahead of them. However, like How I Met Your Mother before it, this sitcom spinoff comes with a predetermined ending. Welcome to Movie Spy. Although Lance Barber's George Sr. was a vital character throughout all 7 seasons of Young Sheldon, his role is dramatically diminished in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. This is because George Sr. died just before Young Sheldon's best episode, the spinoff's penultimate outing, Funeral. Thus, Georgie's father can only appear as a ghost or a hallucination, which is exactly how he cropped up in Season 1, Episode 12, Typhoid Georgie. In that outing, Georgie attempted to work despite his ill health, resulting in a visit from a nightmarish version of his late father during a fever dream. Coach Wayne Wilkins was a co-worker of George Sr.'s throughout Young Sheldon, and George Sr. even helped him out after he was fired and led the team to victory. However, this doesn't mean that Wilkins is endlessly indebted to the Cooper family, as Meemaw discovered. Meemaw's attempts to get some team secrets out of Wayne Wilkins failed in Season 1, Episode 14, A Sportsbook and a Breakup. Once the coach realized Connie was fishing for information to help out with her illegal sportsbook gambling scheme, he left the diner to ensure he kept his job. School librarian Cheryl Hutchins is one of the less fortunate characters in Young Sheldon, despite her fondness for the title character. Her biggest role came long before Young Sheldon's finale, when she stayed with the Coopers in Season 3, Episode 18. A Couple Bruised Ribs and a Cereal Box Ghost Detector. Barker reprised her role briefly in Season 1 of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, although it is tough to tell whether she will be back in the future. Fortunately, the show's small-town setting means it is always a possibility. First seen in Season 7, Episode 5, A Frankenstein's Monster and a Crazy Church Guy. The eccentric televangelist Travis Lemon is the crazy church guy of the title in this outing. The episode sees Mary get a little too invested in megachurch theatrics and the accompanying donation fees, but Lemon's comeback saw him play the opposite role. In Season 1, Episode 6, A Regular Samaritan, it is Georgie who realizes there is a lot of money in Lemon's congregation when he starts attending his megachurch to subtly solicit new clients for the tire store. This plan succeeds, but not before another woman's interest in Georgie earns Mandy's jealousy. Pastor Jeff was both an enemy and a friend to the Cooper family throughout Young Sheldon, as he launched campaigns against Meemaw's various businesses and Georgie's unconventional family, but also employed Mary for years. As such, it was something of a surprise when he appeared in Season 1, Episode 10, A House Divided. Here, the good pastor attempted to provide counseling to Mary, Georgie, Audrey, and Mandy when a fight broke out between the two mothers-in-law. His best efforts soon proved fruitless, and Georgie and Mandy's first marriage instead used Sheldon's infamous roommate agreement to solve the issue. Meemaw and Dale's relationship hit a snag in Young Sheldon Season 7 when her secret illegal gambling room was finally raided, but the couple remained together despite this. However, Season 1 of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage proved that Meemaw never learned her lesson after her arrest. Dale finally broke up with Sheldon's grandmother when he found out she was running an illegal sportsbook betting scheme in A Sportsbook and a Breakup. But the tumultuous couple were reunited before the episode ended. Heading into Season 2, they seemed stable, if hardly happy. Mandy's long-suffering father appeared in a handful of episodes of Young Sheldon before becoming a main cast member in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. Unlike Audrey, who was actively involved in a conflict with her daughter, Jim mostly took a hands-off approach to parenting and avoided commenting on or actively intervening in Mandy's life choices. However, in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, he spent a lot of time with Georgie in his tire store, and viewers got to know him better. While the couple may move out in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage Season 2, Jim has proven surprisingly supportive of his son-in-law so far. Meemaw played a major supporting role throughout Young Sheldon's 7 seasons. As such, it would have been inconceivable for Georgie and Mandy's first marriage to go ahead without her reprising her role. However, Meemaw has arguably gotten worse since Young Sheldon's ending, learning nothing from her arrest for running an illegal gambling room and even allowing her new scheme to get between Mandy and Georgie. Hopefully, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage season 2 will offer her a more supportive role. Although the character originated with Joseph Apollonio during his lone appearance in Young Sheldon, Mandy's brother is now played by Dougie Baldwin. The show's version of Connor is undoubtedly Georgie and Mandy's first marriage's breakout star from season 1, winning over viewers with his guileless personality. Connor might be naive and inexperienced, but he is also sweet and caring, as evidenced when he takes care of Georgie in Typhoid Georgie. Gaining a girlfriend and the respect of his parents, Connor goes from strength to strength in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage season 1 and seems destined for even bigger, better things in season 2. While Young Sheldon wasted Missy and Sheldon's relationship in the spin-off's finale, the show has a chance to right this wrong with Missy's return in the spin-off. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage mostly saw Missy revisit many of her greatest hits from Young Sheldon seasons 6 and 7, from feuding with her mother to running away from home. However, season 2 of the spin-off now has a chance to do something new with the character. Hopefully, the outing will put a fresh spin on her tired tale of teenage rebellion. When Mandy's mother, Audrey, was first introduced in Young Sheldon, she seemed uniquely heartless. It is hard to get into the head of a character who would abandon their pregnant daughter in her time of need, and Young Sheldon didn't do Audrey any favors in its depiction of a cold, domineering mother. However, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage season 1 changed Audrey's personality for the better, exposing the insecurity under her need for control. As such, the character is primed for a more sympathetic arc in season 2. Throughout Young Sheldon's 7 seasons, Mary Cooper was an endlessly resourceful and attentive mother whose fussiness and lack of humor were easily remedied by her caring nature. For the most part, this character worked well in the prequel. However, since The Big Bang Theory established Mary as a religious zealot, the spin-off needed to explain when her personality changed off-screen. Thus, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage introduced a more argumentative version of Mary, one who was more wedded to her faith and less worried about people-pleasing. Mandy played a major role in Young Sheldon seasons 6 and 7, where her relationship with Georgie often dominated the show's more serious, season-long storylines. However, it wasn't until Georgie and Mandy's first marriage that she became a main character. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage season 1 proved Mandy is a flawed but likable protagonist, something viewers only caught glimpses of in the earlier spin-off. With a bigger role to occupy, Osmond's heroine only grew more complex as Georgie and Mandy's first marriage season 1 continued. Even the best episodes of The Big Bang Theory rarely fleshed out Sheldon's family history beyond his close relationship with his mother. As such, it was a big ask for Young Sheldon star Montana Jordan to embody the character's older brother Georgie in the spin-off when Jerry O'Connell's older Georgie scarcely even appeared in the original show. Fortunately, Jordan turned Georgie into the breakout star of Young Sheldon, so it was no shock when he received a spin-off of his own after the prequel ended. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage lends viewers new insight into the perpetually stressed Georgie's everyday life, making Young Sheldon's supporting star even more sympathetic than he was in the earlier series. Thanks for watching.